34-17. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. It is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was just practicing reading the comments on this video. Is it enough? I don't know. I'm sure it will be heavily debated down in the comment section. Miami does get a victory here in Blacksburg, 34-17. I will say it was set up perfectly. I mean, it was 20-3 at halftime. The Miami Hurricanes walk away with points on their first 5 drives before they have to punt for the very first time, which was like 6 seconds left in the third quarter. 2 total punts in this game. It's so weird to be 9-2 and get a win away at Lane Stadium and like have the response be this, but like I also understand it at the same time because Canes fans are saying, but we want playoffs. Obviously preached about style points were needed in this game. You had to have your foot on their throat, foot on the gas the entire time. And it was looking like there for a while that Miami was going to win by even less. They did end up going for it there on that 4th down with like 26 seconds left. Carson Beck throws one to Malachi Toney. He comes down with it to make it that 34-17. Miami was a 17.5 point favorite. You win by 17. Really, what frustrated me was I felt like the run defense let us down. Because you knew that Virginia Tech was a one-dimensional team. They were going to run the football, and they did just that. They almost hit 200 yards in this game. And really, a lot of it was the tackling. A lot of guys weren't wrapping up, especially early. They were going for the big hit. And it was the runs that they were giving up, big chunk yardage, to that running back and to Drones at time until, heck, he went out of the game. And then that frustrated a lot of people because Drones ends up coming out. The backup QB goes in, and they end up scoring with about 3 minutes left. And at that point, it was 27-17. So he ends up, I think he ran it in. But then the play before that, he had the big pass. Such a weird game. I know, I don't even know where to go with this video because it's like we won. And if it weren't for, some people are going to disagree with me. I think if it wasn't for the push for the playoffs and trying to get the style points, and everybody now is talking about Notre Dame is up 49-0 on Syracuse at halftime, so see, we had to win bigger. If it weren't for all of that, I think most people maybe not satisfied, but I think a lot of fans would say, 34-17, yeah, what a joke of a team. They've won 3 football games, but you go away. It's only your 3rd away game of the season. 34-17, you know what? Fine, it's a win. Always, hey, look, happy to get a win. I'd rather win than lose, right? But it's the whole playoffs. It's the whole style points thing. It's being right there on the edge, on the outside, comparing ourselves to, the Oregon and USC game on right now. The Notre Dame beatdown on Syracuse. I get it. So I'll be 100% honest with you. I tell you guys, my opinions are my own. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say something that I think other people want to hear. I don't exactly know how to feel. I had 42-10. So people said, "Wow, you were so off, Coop." I mean, off by what? Like 8 points for Miami, 7 points for Virginia Tech. But it's not about the score prediction. It's not about trying to get it right. It's the fact that I thought Miami would blow this team out. And they didn't. The opportunities were there. They should have. They could have. But I feel like that the defense kind of let the team down at times. But then also, let's be fair, the offense stalled out a bit in the second half. That was kind of tough. Virginia Tech did eat us up some of the clock. They had the ball for 26.5 minutes. Again, they like to run the football. It was 4-down territory for them almost the entire game. They converted 3 out of 5 of them. So they had the ball a lot. And none of this is making excuses. We're just trying to talk about what happened in the game here. Piss poor officiating. I mean, good grief. And I'm not blaming the refs for saying that, well, Miami would have blew y'all out if it wasn't for the refs. I'm talking about across the board. Some calls on Miami, some calls on Virginia Tech. I mean, was that really a face mask? Was it really? I mean, what about that whole chain of events where, they're trying to hurry up and get set on the 4th down. Miami stuffs them, but wait. Mario Cristobal called a timeout. Second time we've seen a situation where we would have probably had to stop, and Cristobal called a timeout. We couldn't really get set. But then they end up running another play, and then the refs are like, well, actually, we better go review this. And then, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then there was the whole, they blew the play dead early. That obviously helped Miami, but I'll be right. I want a fair game. I'm calling out the officiating, period. The ACC refs, across the board is what I'm over here talking about. And they blew that play dead, and Drone's knee wasn't down, and it would have moved the chains. That's tough to see that stuff happen over and over again in a lot of these ACC games. And there's just no excuse for it. But I am thankful that Miami was aggressive there at the end of the game, because I'll be 100% real. When Mario was running the clock down right there, I said, oh, here we go. He's about to kick the field goal. But the train of thought there was probably, hey, we're going to go for it. We know we're going to, but since it's 4th down, if it's a turnover on downs, let's give Virginia Tech as little time as possible. You didn't want them to come in and make it even closer than what it already was. They recovered the perfect, absolutely flawless onside kick. The ball bounced their way in a big way, and that was absolutely a big play for Virginia Tech. Carson Beck played a heck of a game. You can't hate on this man who went 27 of 32, 320 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That is a solid performance from Carson Beck. But again, I'm jumping all over the place. It was frustrating to give up the 194 on the ground to them, because that Drones is not a great passer. Dude came into this game completing 58% of his passes. So you say, okay, well, they're going to run the ball. I thought we were maybe going to shut that down a bit more. It was just kind of frustrating to see for me, because if Drones beat you through the air a couple times, then so be it. He's not a great passer. And if you sell out on the run and then he hits a few of them, then okay, whatever. But that was just disappointing to see. No Marty Brown. Fletcher was healthy, so you had the Pringle and Fletcher combo. Dawson was in his bag early in the game, and I loved the play calling there. You had Tony at one point ran the ball off of some sweeps. He threw the ball, and he caught the ball. Dude had 146 yards this game, 12 receptions. But guess what? He had 3 carries for 16 yards. He also threw the ball. This man's all over the box score here. Absolute dog, playmaker. That guy is special. And it's so hard for teams, again, to prepare for him, because if you bring him across, in motion there, are you going to hand him the ball? Are you going to hand him the ball and then he's going to run? Or are you going to hand him the ball and then he's going to throw it? Are you going to fake the handoff to him and hand it off to Fletcher? It's very tough to say, right? There were positives from this. And when I say it sucks, I don't mean because I'm mad at y'all for venting about the style points or talking about how it should have been a much bigger victory. I'm saying it's frustrating that we're in this position in the first place. Because if Miami had just handled business, this win would be more of a just, dang, it should have been by more. We really should have took it to these guys in the second half, but we got the win. And instead, it is going to be like 90% negativity. And like I said, I'm not mad at those people, because I get that too. I don't want the season to be over. I want to be in the playoffs. But I'm just saying, I want to look at every single angle. You can dominate a team without absolutely lighting up the scoreboard. They were 3 of 12 on third downs. It's 34-17. That is still a double-digit victory. I paused for a second because I know people are going to eat me alive for that. I'm saying that I wanted it to be more because I want to make an impression on the committee. And yes, it should have been more. Absolutely. But also, there is an argument here to say, hear me out. There is an argument that Miami was never in danger of losing this game. I understand they had a couple things go their way, like with the onside kick, and oh look, they got a touchdown and they're coming back. Miami was never in danger of losing this game. Miami was in control the entire time. I just wish they could have put some more points on the board. That bad snap or whatever that was from Brockermeyer, right? Carson Beck's looking to the sideline. Brockermeyer snaps it anyways. It screws all of that up, and then that drive is dead. That was super frustrating to see. We had 5 sacks. You had Mesidor forcing a fumble. It's going to be the playoff stuff. It's going to be the playoff stuff and the style points. No excuse. Could have been more. Should have been more. I expected more, predicted more. But it wasn't that ugly of a game. Minus shouldn't have gave up those big chunk yardage plays on the ground. And should have tackled better. Offense, shouldn't have stalled out like they did. 7 points in the third, 7 points in the fourth. I thought we were about to break it wide open after halftime. I'll be real. And, I say there's no excuse for that because this Virginia Tech is not a good football team in the second half of ball games. They should not have the depth to hang or the talent, and that's just facts. Look at all their other games. Miami coaches knew what was at stake, and it's why they went for that touchdown there at the end because typical Mario would not have done that. Absolutely not. They knew what they needed to do and just weren't quite able to get it done. Maybe even one more touchdown here, and we're having a slightly different conversation. Maybe. If you could break 40, maybe. I know a lot of people wanted a 50 burger. But Tony is the MVP. Carson Beck played a heck of a game. I think Mesidor has been outplaying Bain at times. Mesidor has been playing pretty freaking well. Golly bum. I don't know what else to say because I know what the comment section is going to be. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We're 9-2. Winning's always better than losing. You know what you needed to do. You didn't quite do that, but you did win. You did win. I think the big thing for me is seeing how it doesn't excuse anything for Miami, being 100% honest. But let's see how, right, like Oregon and USC is back and forth right now. Let's see how this plays out. Oregon losing would be bad. I think that'd be a nightmare scenario there. But let's see about BYU. Let's watch the Utah game. Pitt and Georgia Tech I'm watching for fun, but I don't have hopes when it comes to the ACC championship game. I've already wrote that off. I'm not even worried about that really. But thinking CFP, we can argue about because people want to do head-to-head with Notre Dame and you want the style points and stuff. However, winning, I know this is so obvious, but just a reminder, winning is always better than losing. As in, if any of these teams ranked ahead of Miami take an L today, taking that L looks a lot worse than only beating Virginia Tech by 17 because that's still a win at the end of the day. Are you with me? You see what I'm saying? It's not an excuse for Miami. Miami needed to win by more and should have won by more. I can't say that enough. But winning's still better than losing. Always. I don't know. Y'all tell me what I missed. I don't know. It was weird not seeing Marty Brown at all with Fletcher being in there. But Fletcher had 6 carries for 19. You saw with that catch in the end zone by Pringle. He's fast, man. There's some of those other backs in that room that would not have been able to close the gap there and catch that football. I thought Beck maybe overthrew it. Pringle gets under it and catches it. Marion's still playing well. I like Marion. He's good on those screens. Marion's good on those screens. And Lofton had a touchdown. Bauman. Oh, it hit you in the hands, man, right? Like right there in the end zone. Got to have those strong hands and come down with it. Maybe, again, we're possibly having a little bit different conversation here. You break that 40 points. I don't know. Y'all talk about what you want to. You can talk about it not being enough. You can be positive. You can be negative. Whatever you want to say. I'm happy to get a win. I just wish we weren't in a position where we were having to discuss this in this way in the first place. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. I would way rather be arguing that than arguing about why the heck we lost to a 3-win Hokies team. You know? And no, I'm not coping. I'm just being real with you. We'll see what happens tonight.